Intro Morning Monday. What's good, people? It's your boy Terah the Barber.
And Sherece.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening whenever you see or you hear this episode. So today's topic is speaking to your younger self. Now, the reason why I came on the topic of speaking to your younger self is I was listening to an episode with Mr. Beast being interviewed, and the interviewer was asking him questions about his upbringing and what got him to where he is today. And the one question that came to my mind was, if I could have a conversation with the younger me, how would that conversation go, and what would be some things that I would try to instill into the younger me to say that, to let them know that things are going to be okay, that you will keep pushing forward and you're going to be successful and accomplish so many things. Could you go back in time and find the younger you and try to give them the direction to that you could be better or even greater than what you are in the present time? So that was a question that I had in my mind.
That's a deep conversation.
Okay, so do you want to start off or should I?
You should start it.
Okay, so the younger me would be going at the age of 20 to 22. If I could talk to the 20-year-old Terah the Barber, at that time it was Terah the Kid, still in my young rap mode, trying to be a rapper, rah, working in retail stores, thinking I'm going to be one day be a retail manager.
Retail owner. You want to own
one day I'll be a retail manager.
Oh.
Then I'll be a retail owner. And just even in my yearbook in high school, I wrote that I wanted to open up a chain of stores and be in a real what's the word? Retail space, right? So I would tell them that you should have still pursued that dream, because there are times that I still be looking at hats and sneakers and clothes and putting outfits together online and be like, oh, that'd be fly. And I say, well, that's still in me to have that idea of being that kind of person. But you will move around and you maneuver in life, and then there's still things, because I believe that a good man said that barbers are hip hop, right? In hip hop, you have different levels of hip hop or different categories of hip hop. You got fashion, you got jewelry, you got motivation and inspiration, you got trends and all these things, right? And that goes within the barber industry. Barbers are trendsetters, we're innovators, we're the ones that make you look good, make you feel good. So all of those things, to me, in my perspective, intertwine. So I would say to myself that if I could speak to the younger me, I just tell them that you're gonna go through a whole bunch of things. You're gonna go through heartbreak. You're gonna go through hard times. You're gonna go through situations. But the way that you come up out of it is what truly tells if you a real man. And this is just my perspective, right? So I had a conversation last night, and me and the person I was talking to was going back and forth on ideas and on different situations, and it just made it more clearer to me that the things that I've went through in life, the experiences that I have went through, and the lesson that I've learned is what molded me into who I am now, and I don't have no regrets. It's just conversations that we have as a community that helps me become better. Even the conversations that me and Sherece have that made me become a better person. And as long as God give you breath, then you're always on that journey to being better. So when it comes to you, Miss Sapp, if you had the conversation with the younger Sherece Sapp that was going out of what age would you start at? What age would you want to go speak to?
See, that's the reason why I said this is a deep conversation is because I'm an avid believer in science fiction, right? So my timeline would have been completely different. If I would have changed anything, it probably would have been not being fearful. Fear cripples a lot of things. So I know at one point when it was time for me to go away to college, I would have gone away. I wouldn't have stayed local. But then that would have mean that there would have been no you.
Well, no me now.
Right, no you now, and no Ethan, no Mason. And I love my children. I love them a lot. And even if they did come to fruition, you may not have been their dad. So would I have that? I think that is the only thing that I would have changed, but at the same time, I don't want to change because I love my kids and I do love you.
You love your life, a lifeline.
Right. There's certain points in my lifeline that I could have changed, but all those decisions I made helped to build the character, the person who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, I always say adversity builds character, and those little stumbling blocks, those things help me be who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
If I couldn't talk to my younger self, it would have been more of on a financial side.
Come here, I want this back wall right here. Go ahead.
Why? It would have been more on a financial side.
Mm-hmm.
The financial aspect of it, of making better decisions, those investments that I passed up, those are the things that I would have probably changed. And those are probably within like the last 10 years, those financial investment things that I'm talking about, those are the things that I would have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not necessarily anything else, because if I change anything else, it would change this.
A timeline.
Right, it would change this scenario right here.
But let me ask you a question, because you ever see like a lot of these science fiction movies, right? Mm-hmm. Where they're able to go back in time. Mm-hmm. And they go back in time and they try to change things. Like, let me go back in the time and let me warn him because so and so and so and so. Like, especially Back to the Future, which is one of my favorite movies with Michael J. Fox,
but
right?
you see how many things happen every time. Every time you change a variable, it changes the outcome, and then he realized that he wasn't happy with the outcome because of the variable that you change.
Yes.
Different things impact you in different ways, and that's why I said I don't know if I would change the timeline, because I don't know if that
would be better or worse.
Exactly, because that variable that I would have changed would have made it better or worse.
So how about this though? Instead of telling, like, because some people would say, if I had the power to go back in time, I would, like, even in Back to the Future, he was able to get that book that was telling the sports things up to 2000, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, if he would have got that book, let me go back in time and get that book, and then I'll be able to tell him how to place these bets, and then I'll be
decisions.
Financially stable and rich. And then Biff had got the book
instead,
and then used it. And when he went, and then his timeline was that he was rich and all this other thing, and then Michael J. Fox's wife was with him, and all that type of crazy thing because of the timeline that you're trying to change.
A variable, one little thing you change. So one thing in life you got to know: death is inevitable. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people want to go back and change your time and talk to their future self because it could have been something as death. Death brings heartbreak, and a heartbreak is, the grieving period for both is kind of the same. Mm-hmm. Okay, from when you get your heart broken and when there's death. So, because death is inevitable, if you change or you protect one person, it doesn't mean that it goes away. Mm-mm. It got to claim somebody within your circle. Mm. So you may have tried to save this person, but it went to the next person. Because you were supposed to experience that heartbreak. Mm-hmm. You were supposed to experience that hurt. You cannot change what God has planned for you. There is a text, I don't remember it, for the people that go to church, that you guys could drop that in the chat, that says he knows your plan. From the moment you were conceived, he already mapped out your life. He already knows what your future holds.
That's a fact.
He already knows all the possibilities that you can make, any possible decision.
Yep.
So don't think for a second that you missed something. You may have missed it right now, but it's coming for you later on. Yeah. You may have delayed the process. It's like when there's a hole in the dam and you try to plug it up with a little plug. You only delay it because after a while you see that there's other cracks coming from that one little thing because you didn't fix it the right way.
And how about the fact, because I had a conversation and somebody told me that if they could have changed some things, that they wouldn't be in the position that they're in now. And I said, no. Somebody stated on a video that I watched this weekend, it said, you're in the position that you're supposed to be in.
Correct.
God put you on this path where you're supposed to be. Even if you had an idea that you're going to go to college and you was going to be a lawyer and you was going to be the person that's going to break this curse of black people being incarcerated, this and that, and you wanted to inform other people of how to work the system. But God told you, no, that ain't what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing something else. You're supposed to be able to cater to other people to help them to purchase their first home and give them this experience. You want to be this rapper and go on tour and this and that, but no, you're supposed to be able to stay still, be in a place where you're able to groom people and be able to have conversations with them and help them, mold them, and help them navigate into a better path. And I believe that the conversations that I have with all my clients, even the client that I had this week, was crazy because me and him we've been talking about some things, and it just so happened that he was listening. It's just like a lot of times you may know what you need to do, but somebody else need to reiterate that to you, need to give you a refresher on these ideas that you've been thinking about, that you've been pondering on. And it's like, well, I've been thinking about that, I just didn't execute. So we had this conversation, and I was like, yo, listen, you ain't you. You ain't been the same. You need to focus on what you need to be doing to make you happy. And when he started to declare his happiness is when he made changes and he was able to feel better about himself, get to stacking up a whole bunch of money, not focusing on other people and focusing on him and having his blinders on. And that's why I believe that God put me in a position. I could be doing anything. I could be doing construction. I could be doing electrician. I could be a firefighter. I could be a police officer. But God wanted me to be in the grooming industry where I'm able to meet people and navigate even the new relationships that I've met, that I've have received as of late. Is conversations and people that's genuine in the same industry as me.
The conversations and the relationships that you're building right now. But that's why I always say, and to get back on track with your topic. While I was saying, as I'm standing here thinking about what you originally said, if you could change anything, speak to your younger self, I wouldn't change anything, but I would speak to my younger self, because with age comes wisdom, and sometimes when you're at a level where you just don't understand it, you're not willing to comprehend, unless you actually go through the process, will you have that epiphany? Will you stop moving?
I want the wall to be right.
Oh, but it's been wrong for the last 10 minutes.
It's my ADHD. I don't like that part being cut out. I like it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Continue.
Focus.
I am right now. Go
ahead. Okay. Like I was saying. When you're speaking to your younger self, it's like a teacher talking to you or a parent warning you, like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Some of us don't take telling very well. No. Some of us don't take direction very well. So, talking to your younger self and saying, hey, keep going, keep moving forward. This is going to happen, but it's not going to break you. Yes, I could do that. But would I change anything? No, right? Because the heart wants what it wants sometimes. And sometimes we were meant to go through those things, so it can help give us clarity for the next step that we're about to make.
Yeah, because I can't regret that God took my parents early, took family members away from me, have taken my riches away from me, had made me not be where I think I'm supposed to be. I can't have no regret. I can't have no anxiety or no animosity.
That's the thing you would have changed.
What?
The telling part that I just said, because
telling
what you just said, you don't take telling very well.
Telling
right?
What?
When I say telling, meaning you don't take directions very well. So even what you're saying, God took your parents from you, God took your riches from you, etc., you don't take telling very well, because do you think that you would have still made the same decisions? I think absolutely yes, because there were people that warned you that says, hey, you blowing money too fast. You're doing this, you're doing that. You wasn't trying to listen.
Mm-hmm. I can take direction. It comes a time in your life
telling is different from directions, because sometimes somebody telling you to do something make it sound like they're giving you a demand, whereas somebody telling you, oh, go right, go left, that's different. That's something different. No.
If you are being told something and you take what the people and you respect what the people are saying, you're gonna take heed to it.
I'm just messing with
you. You're gonna listen, right? Because she's saying that when it came a time when I got a whole bunch of money.
We don't have to go into details.
No, you brought it up. We're gonna talk about it.
No, you brought it up.
So
we don't have to go into
I
details.
didn't bring it up. You brought it up. So we're gonna talk about it. There was a time when I was dropped off a bag of money. Right? Let's just say that. And at the time, it was my grieving process, right? Yes or no?
Yes, you was grieving.
So my mom passed away, got life insurance money, blah, blah, blah. Got the money, and then I just felt like I needed to just feel good about myself because, again, you're going through a situation that you never would think that you would go through. People don't think that they're going to lose their parents, even though it's going to happen. You're going to lose loved ones, you're going to lose siblings, you're going to lose whatever, right? But you don't think about it until it happens. So when you get into this grieving process, and mind you, my mom's been going since 2009, and I've never grieved that my mom's just gone. I just go through life, right? So now I'm 40 years old, right? Mm-hmm. Still haven't went through the grieving process. Still haven't. But that's just me. That's not healthy at all. So I don't recommend nobody to go through over a decade or two without dealing with whatever that
yes,
situation
Johnny,
is,
he
right?
always been rich, but
Always
you just
been
don't
rich.
realize
Get to
it.
the money. Okay. But what it was is that at the time, Sherece was telling me, listen, you need to start stacking your money up. Let's take this money and let's do this and that with it. And I was like, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to buy me a watch. I'm going to buy me a chain. We're going to go out to Red Lobster. We're going to do whatever we want. That was my grieving process. Mm-hmm. So it's not about not listening to the direction. Is you may not be mentally in the mind, in the headspace to be able to take that information. Now, fast forward, conversation that we have now,
correct,
it's totally different to, listen, when that money get dropped off again, what's going to happen first?
The first thing, I don't know,
I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Because I know who's going to invest the money properly, right? So there's never going to be another, because the money going to come. Money always come in my hand. Ain't come in your hand. It does. How far after that? Right? So it's just when the opportunity comes, you have to go through these experiences. You have to go through these lessons to learn so that the next time it comes around, because everything come back full circle.
It does.
You'll be able to say, okay, well now I got 100,000. Let's go buy these properties over here in Jackson and give me Gucci. How are you going to be able to invest this money, right? The conversation, but it comes a time. I was a boy then. Mm-hmm. I'm a man now, right? The conversations that I would have with that boy.
I'm a man, Gina.
Would be that you need to just focus on the 8-10 rule.
Mm-hmm. What's it?
When you get $10, you save 8. You spend 2. That's that boy Luke got cash. So because I never had that perspective, when
I was trying to drop it off, then you wasn't trying to hear.
I wasn't listening. I was a boy.
Okay.
You was messing with a boy. Now you're dealing with a man.
Okay.
There's a difference between the person that you knew when
you are right. You have grown, you have changed a lot. Our conversations is different.
Of course.
We are just blessed that you caught it before it was too late.
Yeah, we got another 40 years to do this. We got 40 years plus.
And that's why I tell people marriage is not easy. Because we're not gonna stand here and act like we didn't go through some things.
The nitty gritty.
Okay, but we were able to get back on track.
Yes.
COVID actually helped us get back on track.
Thank God for COVID.
Because if we wasn't locked in a house with each other, God knows.
But most people can say that. Thank God for COVID because COVID taught people a lot of things.
Yes.
You want to be with the person you with. You don't want to be with the person you with. You want to get better with your health. You want to get better with your finances. It's time to make a change. It's time to relocate. COVID did all of that for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things got fast forward because of COVID. Now, more people started to figure out that I can get my own job. I can be my own boss. A lot of people left the
Some of y'all not supposed to have
structure.
your own job or your own boss. But.
That too. And those people learn, I can't be a truck driver. It's really not for me. Barber is not really for me. People tried things and realized that it wasn't for them. But there's people that tried things and realized it was for them. And that was all because God was giving us a blessing.
Correct.
A blessing. We learned that during COVID. COVID told you about people that had underlying illnesses that they didn't pay attention to. When you got sick, there was something wrong with you
COVID enhanced that.
It enhanced it.
Anything that you have that was minor, COVID enhanced it. And a lot of people don't realize that that's what.
So let me ask you a question: when you had got COVID and you got sick, did you have stomach problems?
I had it before COVID happened.
Okay, but when COVID happened and you got sick, did it amplify it?
Yeah, because that's where I had the most pain.
So that told you that there was a telltale sign. There's something going on here.
That was affected the most. And then because I've always had issues with migraine, that migraine when I had COVID was something like I was down. When I said I was down, I had to be in the room. If you remember, the curtains closed. I was like, don't tell me nothing. I need complete black. So
now we got to pay attention to.
Right.
There's a book on TikTok that they selling about all these remedies, and I believe that we need to start doing natural remedies and just trying to get a prescription, because a prescription only it just It just masks it.
Right, it just masks.
So listen, man.
But yeah, let's not go over.
We don't need to be here long with the conversation. You know, we dropped a whole bunch of things on here. I do see a bunch of comments on here. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, would you have a conversation with your younger self and change anything about your past to make your presence even that much more richer or better? Would you have that conversation, or do you, like Johnny said, that he wouldn't change anything because what he went through is what put him to where he at now? He's happy. He's doing a whole bunch of things. He's happy in his career. He's doing amazing, and just like me, I
wouldn't change anything. I would have conversations and
you can't have the conversation. The conversation is going to change things. So would you have the conversation, or would you leave it be?
Wow.
It's okay to change the timeline, Sherece. It's okay that you would say that you would have went to school and we probably wouldn't have been.
I mean, that's together. The only thing, right?
That's fine.
I know that if I did that, this would not. But that is the only thing. And even me saying it, I'm on the fence because I know that this I do love.
Yes.
Right? And that's why it's paining me so much to say that. But I would have gone away. I would not have stayed at home.
Okay. But, you know...
I probably would have ended up in Georgia a lot sooner because my schools was Spelman, St. John's, Fordham. But to get away out, that was my school I was looking at. There was just something about Spelman that I was like, yeah, I want to go to Spelman.
Well, you can still go to Spelman.
I know that. I know it ain't
never too late to join the fraternity. But listen,
I ain't doing fraternity.
And we live in through Naya because Naya goes through Spelman.
Yes.
And you didn't get to go to school yet.
No, I haven't gone over to visit her yet.
They will be coming through this week though.
Yes.
So hopefully you'll be able to take some time out to go to Spelman when they come in here, so you can just feel that Spelman energy that I've got to see. Because mind you, A Different World was one of my favorite shows, and I used to always wanted to go be the student to go on campus and go to the park, but that just wasn't. Yeah.
I didn't want to do fraternity. I wanted to be there because I wanted to study law there. And if I didn't do corporate law, which I kind of do corporate law in some sense when you really think about it, because all of those law classes, I deal with contracts, and it helps me to read through those contracts a lot better. Mm-hmm. But I said that if I didn't do corporate law, I wanted to be a military attorney. So I probably would have been in the military. That's the difference. If I had gone to Spelman,
what if you would have went to the military and then you would have met Swole?
Swole would have been in a lot of trouble.
But listen, man. This is a conversation that I want you guys to, and a question that I want you guys to ask yourselves. If you can sit down with the younger self, what kind of conversation you would have, if you would have any conversation at all? Or would you just like to be a fly on the wall and just watch? I think with us having this conversation now, I would just want to watch. Because every path that I've been through,
but that would have been a tough watch, yo. Because you would have to sit there, you would be like, damn, I really did that? I really said that?
But you know what? It's like our angels right now watching us, and just they can't
intervene. I got it.
Sometimes they do, though, because have you ever almost got into a car accident and something tell you to look up?
Yeah.
Or you were about to trip and something catch your fall? Mm-hmm. So you have angels around you that's still protecting you. Like, nah, that wasn't your time to fall and bust your ass. But next time, just pay attention to, or you just
they let you bust your ass just so next time you'll be like, okay.
Well, no, they ain't helping you. No, that's just God just letting you go through your life. But God got angels watching you that's going to help you. God got us. That saying that God got me is true. So listen, man, this your boy Terah the Barber.
And Sherece the Voice.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys is following and telling everybody else about us. We drop these gems every single week. And I hope you guys got something out of this conversation today. Make sure you guys are checking out Apple's Growing the South podcast. Make sure you guys are checking out Razor Sharp podcast. And make sure you guys know we're to come every single week to come check out some good information. Intro Morning Monday, every single Monday night, no matter what. Make sure you locked in and tell a friend. And we will see you guys next week, man. Peace. You dig?
Go ahead and read your comments.
So, I want to thank you guys. You can stop that over there, babe. We got Sabrina in here. She's saying, I love y'all. Can't wait to see my family. You know the vibes, man. Who was dropping some gems in here today? You should be, Johnny said, you should be doing that now. Give her the money. I'm giving her the money when I get it. He said he agreed. Shout out to my boy Steen in the building. Johnny said, I don't know, because I love my life as it is now. The journey was difficult at first. That's a fact, bro. I would have a lot to say to myself. Swole said that. And, man, that's a deep conversation. Swole also said that. So listen, this is what we need to do. sit down and have a conversation with yourself sometimes if that's what you need to do. Look in the mirror and give yourself words of encouragement, words of appreciation, and then praise the small wins. Because a lot of times we don't do that. And I was talking to somebody this weekend, and we was having a conversation, and he said that he's the type of person that he's really like stern, and his wife feels like he's not ever satisfied. And I said, listen, be satisfied with your small wins, because it's gonna make your big wins even that much more greater. So listen,
and I get
take
it,
that.
because it's very hard to, especially when you've been trained a certain way, it's very hard to accept what some people would consider a win. Mm-hmm. It's mediocrity to you.
Yeah, but it's still a win.
Everybody's standards in life is different. So to the person is telling them, hey, that's a win for you. In that person's head, that's like, nah, that's not a win. They're considering that mediocrity, because everybody's mindset is on a different level. So you also have to be able to understand and talk to your partner, your companion, and say, listen, this is what my level of standards is, right? For me to consider this a win, this is where I need to be. And yes, maybe it's stressful, but maybe there could be a meeting ground between the two where your level is here and this person, and you're like, you know what? I may have to come down a little bit for me to enjoy life. I can't go around life not being happy, not being able to laugh, not being able to enjoy my family moments, because I can admit that was me for a long time. That was me for a very long time, where I was just like, and you used to tell me like, yo, you just did 2 close and back to back and you're not even celebrating, because I'm like, all right, it's done, on to the next one. I got more that I got to do. I don't have time to celebrate this.
You gotta celebrate.
I celebrated it in the moment with the person. All right, what's next, right? But that's not life. You have to be able to stand still in the moment, look up and enjoy the sunset every now and then, enjoy the small things, the flower. Like right now, I notice more than ever that I am starting to pay attention to the changing seasons. I am definitely starting to enjoy the small things. Like, oh my God, the trees. Did you see, like I had a conversation with Mesa. I'm like, did you see the buds coming on the tree? Like, how long do you think it's going to be before the flowers start blooming? And he's like, well, another 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, well, you know, like those are small conversations. You have to be able to enjoy the small things.
Yeah.
Because we get so caught up in the material of it all that we forget that we're living on earth. We forget to appreciate the life cycle that we're going through, and that there's rebirth, and that with rebirth, just the same way the earth goes through rebirth, you go through rebirth process in your life.
Every season.
Some people got to die in your life, and when I say some people got to die, I don't mean like literal death. I mean like their position in your life is no more, and that you've outgrown a stage, and then you're moving to the next step. So yeah, you got to be able to enjoy and appreciate those small things.
It's funny you say that, because I'm almost at 100% agreement. That's the word. Agreements of letting a person go because you're beating a dead horse. I'm almost 100% there.
Oh no, you like to repurpose people.
But I'm saying there's people that I've been trying to like.
Yeah, you like to repurpose
stay there.
people.
Don't try to lasso them. Like stay over here.
But you have to learn when you need to do a hard boundary. Like you brought up, and I know we supposed to be getting off.
It's supposed to be done.
You brought up something early in the conversation that says COVID allowed us to stay together. Mm-hmm. For me, there was a hard line after a while for us, where I had a boundary in place where I'm like, yeah, I'm good, I'm done. Mm-hmm. Where I like mentally checked out, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to say, well, you know what? This is my hard boundary for this person. I am beating a dead horse. And in moving forward, you have to be able to learn how to put up hard boundaries for everything else, because sometimes what we do is we're like, well, I really love this person, but he or she keeps doing this, and you keep telling it like, no is a sentence. No is a sentence. N-O, period. And I feel like a lot of people with this society that we're in don't like to hear the word no, and they don't know how to work through their feelings when they hear that word. A lot of people do tantrums when they hear that word.
We're gonna have, speaking about that, we're gonna have a conversation off the camera about something that was just brought to me. But yeah, take it what you can, because this is done. Take what you can and run with it. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.